Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Dr. Ayurved Medical. In this video, I'm going to talk about the ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancy, about its detail like definition, symptoms, signs, causes, treatment, and management. So let's get started with the ectopic pregnancy. Talking about the definition, that what is ectopic pregnancy, that the diagnosis of an ectopic pregnancy is usually unexpected. It is usually in traumatic situations where women diagnosed with ectopic pregnancy do not even know that if she is pregnant or she needs to go for a medical treatment. Let me highlight the important points for you guys so that there is no confusion. So, see, it can undergo the medical treatment, and let's start with the definition. It is very rare condition where women get an ectopic pregnancy. For all conceptions, it is 1 to 2%. What happens normally if an embryo is fertilized, that is, if an egg is fertilized, an embryo has to be implanted in the uterus, but in the which is the normal site of implantation. But sometimes what happens that the fertilized ovum, that is sperm inside the fallopian tube, they get implanted there only and becomes and reaches the uterus 3 to 4 days later. But it does not happen in the ectopic pregnancy. In ectopic pregnancy, the fallopian tube is blocked or damaged and unable to transport the embryo to the uterus. What is the cause? That it is blocked or damaged and unable to transport the embryo to the uterus. The embryo may implant in the lining of the tube, resulting in the ectopic pregnancy. Due to this, resulting in the ectopic pregnancy, after several weeks, the tube can rupture and bleed, resulting in potentially serious situation where the patient needs to go under the surgical treatment. Since fallopian tube is unable to tolerate, unable to have that pregnancy in it for the growing embryo, so it results in the rupture, which is known as the ruptured tubal pregnancy, which we will discuss later. So 95% of the ectopic pregnancy implant in the fallopian tube only, but they can also occur in cervix, ovary, or even within the abdomen. Here are the examples. I'm sorry. As you can see in the image, there are sites where the ectopic pregnancy can occur: ovarian, ampullary, ischemic, interstitial. This is normal. Let me highlight it with some other color. This is the cervical, and this is the normal. Okay, so this is normal intrauterine, where the embryo is implanted in the uterus only. But in certain situations, it gets implanted somewhere else, and it could be cervical, ovarian, ampullary, ischimus, and interstitial. And this is the most commonest site where the ectopic pregnancy can occur. It is the 95% case. So now discussing about the causes. Women who have already have damaged tubes are more likely to develop an ectopic pregnancy. In fact, 50% of the ectopic pregnancy are associated with some degree of tubal diseases. Another cause could be sexually transmitted diseases, endometriosis or appendicitis. DES, that is diethylstilbestrol. This is the medicine, is a chemical agent which is given to the women who generally have reproductive problems in their reproductive systems. So this diethylstilbestrol is given to those women conceiving the pregnancy. Next would be the tubal ligation for sterilization. Suppose a woman have conceived after having a tubal ligation for sterilization. then it could result in the ectopic pregnancy. Women who conceive as a result of fertility drugs, as I already told you, diethylstilbestrol, or in IVF. In IVF, 90% of the cases is the ectopic pregnancy. So it's little bit at higher risk. So tubal factor infertility, and these are all the causes. Moving next to the symptoms of the ectopic pregnancy, delayed or abnormal bleeding can be the early signs of the ectopic pregnancy. So this is very important to note that what is the symptom of the ectopic pregnancy. If the pregnancy is confirmed, early abnormal levels of HCG, that is human chorionic gonadotropin, it should be noted that beta HCG levels are extremely elevated at the time of this ectopic pregnancy, usually ruptured tubal pregnancy. Okay, so now if a woman knows or suspect that she is pregnant and has had pelvic or abdominal pain, if she is pregnant and having abdominal pain, then you should go for ultrasonography. If ultrasonography does not show any pregnancy inside the uterus, it results that it's clear indication that there is some problem and it could be ectopic pregnancy. Under these circumstances, this represented a life-threatening emergency and major surgery could be done at the time, that is laparotomy. It depends whether the patient uh, wants surgery to be conservative or explorative. Explorative is a surgery where the tubal, that is fundal tubes, are removed completely, and conservative are the type of surgery that is salpingectomy, where the embryo is preserved, embryo is saved, and then again she gets conceived and so on. So these are the signs and symptoms. That is, once again, let me repeat: delayed or abdominal bleeding, abnormal levels of human chorionic gonadotropin, and if she is pregnant and had pelvic or lower abdominal pain, then she should go for ultrasonography USG. And if ultrasonography does not show any pregnancy inside the uterus, this could be the ectopic pregnancy. Usually diagnosed after 6 to 8 weeks only. It is a life-threatening emergency, and major surgery, laparotomy, salpingectomy, or other could be done in such situations. It could be conservative type of surgery or explorative. So let's move to the diagnosis. The tests that are often used to diagnose an early ectopic pregnancy include the measurement of HCG and or progesterone levels in the bloodstream, ultrasound, laparoscopy, or dilation and curettage. HCG level could be the indicator of the this ectopic pregnancy. Progesterone levels and laparoscopy is the confirmation of the diagnosis. Confirmational diagnosis is by USG and laparoscopy. Human chorionic gonadotropin. In the normal pregnancy, the blood level of HCG, a hormone produced by the placenta, should double approximately every 48 hours. But what happens in ectopic pregnancy is often HCG blood levels are repeated to help make the diagnosis. If this doubling does not occur, this suggests that the pregnancy may not be healthy. Okay? Moving to the next, that is progesterone. In the diagnosis, progesterone levels in the bloodstream rise very early in the course of pregnancy. Low level of this hormone are frequently associated with some kind of diseases. Moving next, ultrasound examination, that is ultrasonography, can be used in the first 3 to 5 weeks after conception to determine whether or not a pregnancy is inside the uterine cavity. Transvaginal TVS, that is transvaginal ultrasound, is much more sensitive than abdominal ultrasound for this purpose. So transvaginal ultrasound could be done. Ultrasound scans also can show fluid or blood in the abdominal cavity. Sometimes the use of ultrasound combined with HCG and progesterone can confirm the diagnosis of an ectopic pregnancy where HCG level is abnormal, progesterone is usually low, HCG doubling is not that to the normal, and the use of ultrasound is this. Now, in ectopic pregnancy, without the need for laparoscopy or DC, is this that if you want the confirmed diagnosis without any kind of leprosy or DNC, then go for the ultrasound examination, HCG level, and the progesterone blood level. Okay. Often it is not possible to see an ectopic pregnancy with ultrasound, and the diagnosis is considered when the pregnancy is not seen in the uterus, when a specific level of HCG is also present. If HCG level is accordingly, that is normal, and if there is no pregnancy seen in the uterus, then only go for the laparoscopy and DNC. Now discussing what is laparoscopy, how can we confirm this ectopic pregnancy with the use of laparoscopy? In some cases, laparoscopy is needed to confirm the diagnosis of an ectopic pregnancy. As I already told you, that if HCG is normal and USG may ultrasound may there is no pregnancy seen in the uterus, then confirmation is through laparoscopy and dilation and curettage. So so this is laparoscopy. Moving next to the dilation and the DNC. If a woman's blood hormone level and ultrasound shows that the pregnancy will end in miscarriage or an embryo that has not successfully attached the uterine walls, the physicians may choose to gently scrape out the lining of the uterus. This operation is known as DNC. What happens in DNC is that the vagina is widened and the uterus lining is scraped out in this procedure. Okay, if pregnancy tissue, to test the tissue wall lining wall of the uterus, it is usually scraped out and then it is tested. If the pregnancy tissue is seen, an ectopic pregnancy is very unlikely. However, very rarely a double pregnancy can occur, one in the uterus and another in the ectopic pregnancy. That is not in the uterus, that is in the fallopian tube, called as the heterotrophic pregnancy. Moving to the treatment of the treatment. Prior to the sensitive pregnancy test and modern pelvic ultrasound, ectopic pregnancy were usually diagnosed after they ruptured and had caused internal bleeding. Surgery was the main treatment. Now, what could be done? Several treatments are also there, like the methotrexate chemical agents can be given. But what happens usually is the surgery is the only option left. Moving next to the medical treatment. With early diagnosis of ectopic pregnancy, methotrexate treatment is given. To be a candidate for methotrexate treatment, a woman needs to be in stable conditions, and no evidence of internal bleeding should be there for going for the methotrexate treatment, since it is a chemical agent that helps in balancing, that helps in removing and destroying all such factors which is leading to the ectopic pregnancy. So methotrexate is that treatment, but for this the woman needs to be in stable condition with no evidence of internal bleeding. She also needs to maintain communication with her physician during the treatment protocol and be able to return for the follow-up blood test after treatment. Since after this treatment, blood tests start to be there in the regular period, so the patient needs to be that agreeing to the treatment protocol. Now discussing about the methotrexate drug, what is it? What it actually does. So methotrexate is a drug that was initially used to treat certain type of cancer, some of which are derived from placental tissues. So methotrexate is given as a single intramuscular shot or a series of shots over several days. So most early ectopic pregnancy can be successfully treated with the methotrexate. Women with large ectopic pregnancy or rapidly rising in higher level of HCG are less likely to respond to the single dose of methotrexate therapy. So which kinds of women are has to go for a repeated repeated doses of methotrexate therapy are the women with larger ectopic pregnancy and rapid rising high levels of HCG. They go for this methotrexate doses, multiple doses. There were no known long-term side effects from the use of methotrexate. Okay, short-term side effects of you like gastrointestinal areas, may mouth may ulcers, and can cause temporary changes in the liver function. Now, if all these factors are not working, if all these medical treatment are not working, then we go for the surgical treatment. Until the last 20 years, ectopic pregnancy usually were treated by the salpingectomy, where the removal of the entire tube was done. While laparotomy, that is major abdominal surgery, it is considered as the major abdominal surgery, that is salpingectomy, where the entire fallopian tube is removed and then women is not able to conceive. Laparotomy usually is reserved for those ectopic pregnancy that have ruptured. Now it is only for those pregnancy which have the ruptured fallopian tube, that is ruptured ectopic pregnancy, then salpingectomy is the first line of treatment. As you can see here, it is the partial salpingectomy and it is the complete salpingectomy. Okay. So with this, the topic is finished. So I would request you to subscribe my channel for more such videos and informative videos. Thank you for watching.